Scriptures on Justice. He has shown you, O mortal, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you? To act justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. Isaiah 1:17. Learn to do right, seek justice, defend the oppressed, take up the cause of the fatherless, plead the case of the widow. Amos 5:24. But let justice roll on like a river, righteousness like a never-failing stream. Proverbs 21:3. To do what is right, and just is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. Deuteronomy 16:20. Follow justice and justice alone, so that you may live and possess the land the Lord your God is giving you. Zechariah 7:9-12. This is what the Lord Almighty said: administer true justice, show mercy and compassion to one another. Do not oppress the widow or the fatherless, the foreigner or the poor. Leviticus 19:15. Do not pervert justice. Do not show partiality to the poor or favoritism to the great, but judge your neighbor fairly. Psalm 82:3. Defend the weak and the fatherless. Uphold the cause of the poor and the oppressed. Proverbs 31:8-9. Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the rights of all who are destitute. Speak up and judge fairly. Defend the rights of the poor and needy. Isaiah 61:8. For I, the Lord, love justice. I hate robbery and wrongdoing. In my faithfulness I will reward my people and make an everlasting covenant with them. Jeremiah 22:3. This is what the Lord says: do what is just and right. Rescue from the hand of the oppressor the one who has been robbed. Exodus 23:2. Do not follow the crowd in doing wrong. When you give testimony in a lawsuit, do not pervert justice by siding with the crowd. Job 29:14. I put on righteousness as my clothing. Justice was my robe and my turban. Isaiah 42:1. Here is my servant whom I uphold, my chosen one in whom I delight. I will put my spirit on him. He will bring justice to the nations. Deuteronomy 27:19. Cursed is anyone who withholds justice from the foreigner, the fatherless, or the widow. Psalm 106:3. Blessed are those who act justly, who always do what is right. Ecclesiastes 3:17. God will bring into judgment both the righteous and the wicked, for there will be a time for every activity, a time to judge every deed. 2 Chronicles 19:6-7. Consider carefully what you do, because you are not judging for mere mortals, but for the Lord who is with you whenever you give a verdict. Malachi 3:5. So I will come to put you on trial. I will be quick to testify against those who defraud laborers of their wages, who oppress the widows and the fatherless. Proverbs 17:15. Acquitting the guilty and condemning the innocent, the Lord detests them both. Isaiah 58, 6 through 7. Is not this the kind of fasting I have chosen? To loose the chains of injustice and untie the cords of the yoke, to set the oppressed free and break every yoke? Habakkuk 1:4. Therefore the law is paralyzed, and justice never prevails. The wicked hem in the righteous, so that justice is perverted. Exodus 23:6. Do not deny justice to your poor people in their lawsuits. Ezekiel 18:5 through 9. Suppose there is a righteous man who does what is just and right. He does not oppress anyone, but returns what he took in pledge for a loan. Psalm 9:7 through 8. The Lord reigns forever. He has established his throne for judgment. He rules the world in righteousness and judges the people with equity. Matthew 23:23. Woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You give a tenth of your spices, but you have neglected the more important matters of the law: justice, mercy, and faithfulness. Luke 18:7 through 8. And will not God bring about justice for his chosen ones, who will cry out to him day and night? Romans 12:19. Do not take revenge, my dear friends, but leave room for God's wrath, for it is written, it is mine to avenge. I will repay, says the Lord. James 1:27. Religion that God our Father accepts as pure and faultless is this: to look after orphans and widows in their distress. Romans 13:3 through 4. For rulers hold no terror for those who do right, but for those who do wrong. Do you want to be free from fear of the one in authority? Acts 10:34 to 35. Then Peter began to speak. I now realize how true it is that God does not show favoritism, but accepts from every nation the one who fears him and does what is right. Galatians 6:9. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. 1 John 3:18. Dear children, let us not love with words or speech, but with actions and in truth. Hebrews 6:10. God is not unjust. He will not forget your work and the love you have shown him as you have helped his people and continue to help them.